Most of us have spent our entire lives perfecting the art of the supporting role. And we've become experts at fading into the wallpaper, nodding at the right times, making sure that everyone else's light is shining while we sit in the dark. We tell ourselves it's because we're low maintenance or chill, but if we're being blunt, it's because being the side character is the ultimate hiding spot. If you ever step into the center of the frame, no one can see where you're falling apart. You've traded your potential for a safety net made of shadows, and you're starting to believe that being a spectator is the same thing as being alive. There's a specific kind of ego involved in always being the helper or the supporter. We use our service to others as a shield to protect us from our own lack of direction. It's a lot easier to fix a friend's life or edit someone else's vision than it is to sit with the crushing silence of our own unfinished dreams. We wear our reliability like a badge of honor, but behind closed doors, it's just a heavy chain. You aren't being selfless, you're being a coward. Yes, I said it. You're being a coward. You're using other people's needs to justify why you haven't attended to your own. We're living in the first generation to master the art of living through a glass screen. You spend hours, actual unrecoverable hours, watching other people become. You watch their travel vlogs, their get ready with me routines, and their deep dives into topics they're passionate about. You're addicted to the feeling of their progress because it's a shortcut to the dopamine of achievement without any of the actual risk. You're an audience member in a theater that was built for you to perform in. You know their lore, their habits, and their favorite colors, but you couldn't tell me what your own soul actually wants if your life depended on it. Let's be real for 1 second. Being the protagonist is terrifying. Yeah, I admit it. Being the center of attention is terrifying. When you're the lead, you're responsible for the plot holes. When the movie of your life flops, you can't blame the director or the main character anymore. It's on you. That's why you've chosen to be the quirky best friend or the silent observer in your own story. You're terrified that if you finally stepped into the spotlight, the world would see that you're just as lost as everyone else. But let me be honest with you, everyone else is winging it. The only difference is that the leads are willing to fail in public while you're failing in private. We've been gaslit into thinking that having an appetite for life is cringe or too much. We've been told to keep our heads down, stay humble, and wait our turn. But who is coming to give you your turn? The turn isn't a gift, it's a heist. You have to take it. Being low key has become a prison where your ambitions go to die. You're so worried about being perceived as extra that you've become nothing. You've sanded down all your sharp edges because you're just a smooth, invisible pebble in a stream of someone else's narratives. When you stop being the main character in your own life, you start searching for a replacement. This is where the obsession with creators and celebrities comes in. You begin to develop these deep emotional connections to people who don't know you exist because it's safer to care about their arcs than your own. You're waiting for their next upload like it's a message from God, but the only message you need is the one coming from your own heartbeat. You're pouring your emotional energy in a void, and that void is never going to hug you back or tell you that it's your time to shine. Look at the people you surround yourself with. Are you the fixer? Are you the person everyone calls when they need a favor but never when they want to celebrate a win? If you're a side character, you naturally attract leads who are more than happy to take up all the oxygen in the room. You've built a life that requires you to stay small so that others can stay big. But a real lead does not need you to be a shadow. They want you to be a co-star. If your circle requires you to be invisible to the piece, you aren't in a circle. You're in a cage. It's time to fire the version of you that thinks the background is enough. The world doesn't need more spectators. It needs people who are brave enough to be cringe, brave enough to be loud, and brave enough to be the focus of the shot. Your whole life is not a dress rehearsal for someone else's premiere. It is the premiere. Stop waiting for the perfect scene or the right supporting cast. Stand in the center of the room, look at the camera, and start acting like the person you've been pretending doesn't exist. The credits haven't rolled yet, but they will. Make sure your name is the first one that appears. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to at least 10 subscribers by the end of this week or month. And if you enjoyed, what I had to say. Please leave a comment on what you think and if this has been helpful to you. And I'll see you in the next video.